In this video, we're going to talk about interval notation. What interval notation is just another way of writing the domain or your x values and range or your y values. And again, domain, x values run side to side. Range, y values of a graph run up and down. A couple of things. Inequalities are like your greater than, less than, or equal to signs. Intervals are going to, so inequalities will be less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or just equal to or not equal to. Interval notation is going to use parentheses and brackets. Number lines are going to use shading, and you'll have closed dots, you'll have open dots, and then verbal description is just if we go through and talk about it. Okay. So if I want to read this, I'm already giving you the verbal description. Okay. So x is greater than a. Now on a number line, I need some x, my variable is bigger than a. So if you just randomly go in and put in a, now the number that x is being compared to is going to be where your dot goes. And then x is bigger. So if I'm thinking about a number line, bigger values are to the right or they're up. So because it's bigger, I'm going to shade to the right. All of this are possible x values. Okay. Now, the next one, x is less than a. So this time I give you the verbal description, and I want us to fill in the inequality as well as the number line. So again, I have a number line, I have x's, so I'm going to draw a horizontal number line. A is what I'm comparing to x, and it is less than. Well, the greater than shades to the right. That's going to force less than to go to the left. So x will be any value that's shaded to the left. Now, if you looked up here, I left these dots open. That's going to be very important. Okay? So anytime you have an open dot, it cannot be equal to. However, if you have a equals to sign, in this case, so x greater than or equal to a is essentially the first thing we did, except we have an equals to sign, and now we have a bracket on the left versus a parentheses. So if we read this, x is greater than or equal to a. So again, greater than, I'm going to shade to the right, and or equal to allows me to fill in the dot. Okay. This next one, x less than I have my equals to sign, and again we're talking about x in relationship to a. And so a number line. X is less than, so shade to the left. It's equals to, so I fill in the dot, and now I'm done. Well, I now have to write this in interval notation, so the new stuff. X is less than or equal to A is very similar to X is greater than or equal to A. So the only difference between greater than or equal to and greater than was that a bracket was replaced with the parentheses. So if I use this same train of thought, the X is less than is really almost the same as X is less than or equal to. So I'm going to write negative infinity in A. Again, in X was greater than compared to X is greater than or equal to, what went with the A value is what changed. Okay, so the bracket in A and the parentheses in A. So A has parentheses here. I'm going to make it a bracket here. The infinity stayed the same. Okay. Now this time in this one, we have two variables, or excuse me, we have X being restricted by two things, A and B. So we have an A. If I hide X for a second, this says A is less than B, so it must be to the left of B. All right. And if I just do this, right, it is now something like we just did. So X is greater than A. So X is greater than A must be to the right. Okay, so X is greater than A must be shaded to the right. After I shade that, I'm now going to hide this A part with the inequality sign. And now it is X is less than B. So I'm going to get another color. And it's less than B, so I can't shade it. But I know it's going to the left. Let me use a different color. It's going to the left. Now your answer, or what you really want, is where your shadings overlap. So from here to here is what I want, so I'm going to make a note of that. So I'm just going to erase everything where they don't overlap. So this is what it looks like on a number line. Now, to describe this, again, focus and get back to the easier inequalities. Again, you read left to right, and we're talking about X and what it's being compared to. So X is greater than A. Okay, so we get this part. So X greater than A. But X is less than B. Okay, so X is greater than A. And X is also less than B. This time, in the next one, X is greater than or equal to A and less than B. So draw me another number line. A is on the left, B is on the right. I have a bracket that lets me know that this is going to be shaded. So I'll make a little note, shade. B is parentheses, so it's going to be an open dot. X is greater than or equal to A. So X is greater than or equal to A, and X less than B. Again, I shade, but I hide everything, or I hide this part, or I'm going to just imagine it's not even there. So X greater than or equal to A. See the equals two parts, so I shade, and I shade to the right. I then essentially hide that right there, and I say X is less than B. So B, I don't shade, and I go to the left. And again, my answer is where my shadings overlap. So I erase this, and I shade, or my final result is just in the center. Okay, the final two. X is greater than A, and X is less than or equal to B. So again, number line. A is to the left of B. I see a equals to sign, so that means B is shaded. X is less than B, so I'm going to go to the left. But X is bigger than A, so I'm going to go to the right. And that's my shading. Again, X is greater than A, and X is less than or equal to B. Last but not least, this is to really test and see if you have understood interval notation. So what I want y'all to do is write this as an inequality. Just do a number line. And then write the verbal description. That's your assignment or your classwork grade for today. Also, what I want you to do is do this as a discussion board. Okay? Also, let me know in the discussion board, I'll have instructions for this, but let me know if you have like any other ways of seeing this or making it make sense to you.